Spring Spirit Way. We've been developing this program for a while, and I've been using it for quite a while. But we talk about coaches, and this is where we're going to break down coaches. A coach is this. A coach is a counselor, observer, analyzer, challenger, hero, does extra, and is special. Okay? We're going to break this down and go one by one what that means so you can understand what the whole aspect of it. But if you can understand coaches and take away the idea of coaches, that's going to be big for you today. Number one is counselor. Spring Spirit is a faith-based organization. I love that aspect of it because it's an important part of what we're about. It's kind of our foundation. And so everything that we do is kind of has a Christian theme part of what we're doing, a Christ-centered theme. And so we talk about being a counselor, being a wonderful counselor in Isaiah. We want all of what we counsel and how we do it to be faith-based. Now, we want to give you tools to do that. We have a whole department here, a whole program that it's our faith program. And so if there's some questions you have about that, you can get a hold of Anna and her team. And we're not asking you to come and be a minister. We're not asking you to come and do that with the kids. But if you'd like to, you can. But if you need help, we have a whole group of people that can do that for you. A counselor is a very, very good listener. Okay? One of the things that I do, and I suggest that you do with your kids, is that first it's hard to even remember their names, right? You got new kids. Now, if you've had the team for a while, it makes it easier. But one of the things is when they're warming up, whether they're stretching, whether when they're playing catch, is to start every practice by just saying, hey, how you doing? Hey, how was school today? Hey, how did you have fun at recess today? Hey, what'd y'all eat for lunch today? Simple little things will start building that relationship with your players that you become a good listener. Right? And then you understand what's going on in their lives. And at first they'll be, it's fine. And after a while, after they trust you, you can start telling kids. You can start figuring out, hey, this kid's having a good day, this kid's having a bad day, or we need help. This kid needs some help, whether it's academically or all kinds of different things going on. Be a good listener. Dealing with problems. Let the Bible be your guide. We're always saying that you're going to be a coach, there's going to be problems. And there's going to be parents who think that they know better than you, that you're out for their kid. There's all kinds of things that are going to be going on. It's just part of what it is to be a coach. And some of you might have done it before. You're going, God, I wish that coach would have done this. I had a hard time when my son started first playing Little League because of even my background, right, all these years as a coach and watching that coach. And I was like, my wife had to say, hey, he's the coach. Right? So we want to understand when we're dealing with problems that you relax, you let the Bible be your guide. It talks about turning the other cheek. It talks have a calm spirit. Be diplomatic. This is between parents and kids. You have to learn how to be diplomatic. They're your players. They're part of your team. It's their sons, but it's your team. Right? So there's a hard balance you're going to have to be in there when you're dealing with these problems. But you need to be diplomatic about the whole thing, okay? Real careful. Always build self-esteem, confidence, and self-assurance. Always build that up. As a coach, you'll get more done by encouraging than you will by punishing. Now, we have to have punishment. We do. At the high school level, we do. But it's not the first thing. The first thing is encourage. You can do this, you can do this. Again, like I said earlier, what is rewarded will be repeated. And some of the things you can do at this level is one of the best things is baseball cards. You'll be surprised. You have a stack of baseball cards in your pocket. A kid does a great job. You make a big deal out of him. Say, hey, good job. Here's your card. Everybody, he did it right. This is amazing. And all of a sudden, all the other kids are like, I want that card. And it might be the backup catcher for the Blue Jays. We're not talking about it, Mike Trout baseball card here. And all the kids are like, I want one, right? And so you'll start seeing them change. But it's about getting that self-assurance. You'll see the kids, and you've seen them. They've been on your team who they put their head down, and they're like, I don't want to go to bat. And those are the kids we have to build up, right? And you got to spend some time just in your words, just encouraging them, being there for them, telling them how awesome they are. They can do it. And even when they fail, right? So this is important because in baseball, we have a Hall of Fame in baseball. And a great hitter in baseball hits about 350, 300, right? Let's just say 350. And so if you look about that, I was a math teacher. So if you look about on a math test, 350 is a 35 out of 100. So let's put it in that context, right? So in baseball, if you get a 350, we put you in the Hall of Fame, you're one of the best. If your kid brings home a 35 on a math test, are you going to go buy him an Xbox? Heck no, right? We're going to say, hey, whoa, 35. Failed. You didn't do it right. Well, in baseball, you fail all the time. The best player fails 7 out of 10 times. The best players in the world fail 7 out of 10 times, right? So we have to give them a bunch of confidence and self-assurance because they're going to learn how to fail, which helps them in life later, right? I got kids, those kids you saw, those 4 kids fail all the time at different things, but they realize I struck out before, I'll get another at bat, I'll do it again. This business thing didn't go the way I thought it would go, it's okay, I'll get another shot, right? And so you start teaching that mentality even at a young age. It's important. Having the right answer, no win. The right time is, having the right answer at the right time isn't necessarily the thing, right? If a parent is very, very mad, and you need to let them calm down, even if you have the right answer to what's going on, right? If a kid is struggling, to correct him in the midst of a frustration might not be the right thing. It's got to have the right time, the right attitude, and be in the right spirit in order to help these kids get through some problems that they're having. I'm not talking about necessarily problems at home. It might be that they're frustrated they can't throw a strike, right? Make sure that we understand it's at the right time. Next one is being a good observer. This is important. It's very, very important. This is something that was taught to me as a young coach that I didn't do a good job with. I was blessed to play baseball for a long time. I became a high school coach, and I expected my players to know everything that I did. And I was frustrated we weren't winning games. And I talked to my high school coach. I was so frustrated. I went back to my high school coach and said, what am I doing wrong? And what's going on? And this is what he told me. He says, you're not a good observer. You're not seeing what's going on the field. You're not seeing what's going on with your kids, right? Watch what happens on and off the field. Watch and learn the body language of your players. We have some good players. We have some great kids. You got to learn and develop that relationship with them so you can understand. If a kid is dropping balls or is missing stuff, missing ground balls, and you get frustrated at him, if you didn't build a relationship and realize, man, what if he got in trouble at school? Or what if there's something going on at the house, right? He got in a fight with his older sister. Now he's there at practice, all frustrated because he got into a fight, and then he misses a ball, and then you jump on him for missing a ball, right? But if you've developed that relationship and you observe how their body language is, and that you have that one kid that's always happy and then all of a sudden shows up at practice and he's not. Be a good observer. In order to be a good coach, we've got to be a good observer of what's going on. Observe the rules of your sport, your league, and the Spring Spirit Baseball. We're developing. Right, Spring Spirit CRL is in the 4th year, and so we have. If you would have been here the first year and seen it, some of you might have been here the first year and saw it. Compared to where we are now, we're light years ahead, and so we keep getting better and better and better. Some of that means we're going to have some rule changes. Right, we're trying to get it closer and closer to real baseball that functions with inside of our CRL categories and ages and stuff like that. Right, so we got to make sure that you observe those rules. Players are watching you. You are an example to those players from the moment you step on the field. Actually, when you step on this campus, as soon as they see you on this campus, they're watching you, right? So as long as you're observing the rules and you're doing what we ask you to do, it helps them, okay? Observe your team's parents, the opposing team, and gain momentum. Be observant, right? Listen, this is so funny because it's always T-ball. My dad was president of Cy-Fair Sports Association out here in Cy-Fair for many, many years. And he said this, it's really not a good season, or season hasn't really started until we have to call the cops for a T-ball game. And I don't know why it's T-ball, right? But it's T-ball. And for those of you coach T-ball, it's awesome. And I saw some, boy, it gets competitive and everybody, and you want to win. We want to teach the kids to win, and we're all about that part, right? But as a good coach, we have to start observing. Because it's not the tidal wave is the thing that kills us, but we want to see it when the wave starts going. And if we start observing it, and you know it, I know you're into it, and you got to feel your emotions, and you're feeling the momentum of the other team, and your team, and your parents, we got to learn to, hey, it's okay. Cheer our kids on. Be supportive of your kids. Let's not do any of that. I mean, we have to be observant of that because we have to be great examples. Okay? the vision on the field. Sometimes as a young coach, or coaches who haven't done this for a long time, we have a hard time seeing the whole picture, and instead of, you guys tend to focus on what's exactly in front of you. And so here's a little hint that I do. When your kids are out there on the field, even if you're out there helping them, but if you're in the dugout, my eyes move this way. Before a pitch is thrown, or before a ball is hit, whether it's machine, I go from make sure my pitcher's where it needs to be, my catcher, my third, short, second, first, left, center, right. Before every pitch, still to this day, that's what I do. And I observe, and you'll be surprised, right? You'll be able to move kids. The problem is we get so focused, especially if you're doing the kid pitch part or you're doing the machine pitch part because you want to see what the kid hit, you get so focused on that. We got to learn how to observe the whole thing. It'll help you so much, right? Learning to move your eyes. And it takes some practice. I do it pretty quick. The Toro coaches are getting really, really good at it. You just got to be able to move your eyes. And that's the way that we do it, pitcher, catcher, infield, outfield. You can find a way that works best for you, but be a good observer, okay? A good observer assumes nothing. I made a mistake one day coaching some kids when I first got here, and I told them, we use it in baseball all the time as a coach, let's roll a double play. Let's roll two, is the thing we say. And that means turn a double play. Well, I said, hey guys, we're going to roll two. And I hit the ball to shortstop, and we're talking about a 12-year-old kid here who's now, I think he's a sophomore in high school now. He gets the ball at shortstop, and he rolls the ball to second base. Because I said, roll two, right? And so, as an observer, we can't assume anything. And so, especially with kids that you're dealing with, when you tell them, I need you to do this, you can't assume. We got to observe what they do, and don't assume that just because I told them that they know what's going on. We really have to focus on being a good observer.